a matter of possessions, and I think this was a great example of that, and of just the mental toughness that it takes down the stretch to make big time plays and be laser focused on what your team has to do in order to win basketball games, and just I was pleased with our resiliency to come back. And then whenever we had the chance to go win it, we weren't tough enough to mentally, more than anything, of just to go make the plays you got to make to do it. I thought we just give in to fatigue and can't pull deep enough to go do what you got to do to win games. But I thought there were some great individual performances. Obviously, what AB did, 20 and 17, like that's monster numbers, and that's doing about everything you can do to give our team a chance. Now we just need more of those to be able to come in and do it. So disappointed. Thought that was one that we had to have, and you come up on the losing end of that. Now you got to really take a look, because the road's going to get a lot harder.
Coach, can you speak about the 3-point struggles from today's game?
Yeah, I don't know. It was I thought we took some rush shots. That we've got to be a rhythm team that shoots shots that are open and in rhythm. But yeah, we just couldn't find the bucket, and we got to. So you get open shots, you got to knock them down. And some of ours I thought were open, and we just didn't make them. Others I thought we rushed and wasn't within what we did, and then took some wild errant shots that really then forced their transition and hurt us on the other end.
How much tougher is it to come back in a game like this when the 3-point shot isn't there and you fall down by double digits a couple times?
Yeah, it's extremely hard. And when you look at down the stretch of a couple of the threes that we got, Day had one, Gabby had one, Lily had one, and whenever you are trying to make that momentum shift and get within 3, 4, 5 points, that it gives your team a little bounce whenever you're able to make those, and it deflates you whenever you can't put it in the hole, and that's what I thought happened to us today.
Did Marley and Amy fouling out change any sort of strategy for you down the stretch?
Yeah, obviously it did. I thought they had really played well, especially on the defensive end, and and just were probably better with them in our zone. And just being able, whenever we were shifting defense a little bit, they've got a little bit more. We're better whenever Amy can go ball hawk and Marley can spin the defense. She's a great communicator, and I think has a toughness that we need and want. And so I think obviously it did. It forced that rotation to be a little bit limited, and then and again, I didn't think our Aislinn and Avery put us in a position to really help us today, and so then that narrows that bench, and those kids had to play more minutes, and then it hurts us.
Early on, you guys had a 12-2 lead, and by the end of the quarter, it was 16-12 Ball State. So what changed there offensively, defensively in that first quarter? And then to continue off that, you guys came back from 13 down late in the game. So what was the conversations being had on the bench?
Yeah, well, I thought at the very first of the game we did exactly what we needed to do: pound the ball inside, give 2 touches, and give AB a chance to play inside out. Then I thought in that next 4 minutes or so, whenever we couldn't score, I thought one thing, we missed a lot of bunnies and easy possessions that you have to knock down to give yourself to keep the momentum. But then at the same time, then I thought we went away from what we do well. Is that then it came regards, we're taking a few more chances and some of that stuff that we have to start inside out, and I thought we quit doing that. But mainly it was we missed some free throws, you missed layups that you got to convert, that then you make that 12 to 15 to 20 to then you feel better about it and can defend on the other end.
Amber, one of statistically one of your best performances of your career. almost 20, 7 for 10 shooting. Did all that without even getting a foul called on you. So how can you speak about your individual performance today?
I think it was just driven by the coaches. I try to come into every game just what can I do to help the team. That's kind of just my mindset. Whatever the team needs me to do. I don't really focus on the points. I'm more of defense. We knew that they would pound it in the outside shot. So I was trying to over communicate for our team and just let the game come to me. But mostly my coaches and my teammates.
when the team's, you know, kind of struggling from beyond the arc, but the download game is really working well for you, you guys, does it feel like, you know, you have to do a little bit more to at least, you know, performance-wise?
I think I always have to do more. I always want to do more so that I put my teammates in a better position. So it takes the stress off them so they can just play. Yeah, I don't mind.
Coach, this is the second annual, you know, Deaf ASL awareness game. Last year, it turned out to be pretty successful. You know, we two had our parents over. Today, kind of the same deal. What does this mean, you know, to you and the team that you can have a night like this or a day like this?
Yeah, no, I think it's what is so special about women's basketball and athletics in general is just being able to bring awareness to different groups that sometimes get overlooked. And you know, and again, whenever you have somebody like Leah too on your team who you know, has such a fascinating upbringing, and you know, just thinking about what that growing up for her was like, and to be able to share that with kids who sometimes don't get that same, you know, is that you're kind of looked over and don't really understand it, and so for somebody that's performing out here on the big stage to be able to communicate with you, I think is really special. And two's I think her going to that school, you know, last week, and just all of those different facets really make huge positive steps in the community.
And one last question from me. You had two chances to win the game at the buzzer, right at the end of regulation, right at the end of overtime. You couldn't get the finish. What does that say about, you know, perhaps any next steps that the team has to make going forward? You're going into the ACC play next week with a very good Louisville team coming to town. So.
Yeah, no, it's big time players make big time shots, and it's what I've always believed. And you know, and I thought we got it in the right players' hands, and got great looks. And you know, and again, I wouldn't have changed anything that we did. And that's exactly, we had option A and option B, and again, I wouldn't change any part of that. Is that again, whenever you look at AB shot the last one, and she's 7 of 10, and 20 points, 17 board. Like, that's where you want to go. Leah too had a really good night, and again, that's what you want, is that those kids have an opportunity to go put it on their shoulders, and it doesn't come down to that play. That's the one we'll remember, but it was the 2 turnovers and the lack of execution down whenever it was 2 minutes that made the difference in the game.
We saw the videos during the game of you guys signing your names. Has Leah too taught you guys a lot with sign language? Are you still able to sign your names? Or?
That's exactly. But,
Anything else, guys?
Yeah, it's your 4th loss in your last 5 games.
Yeah.
Let's not be good to be in a funk like this. You got Louisville next Sunday, I believe, next
Yeah.
game. How do you guys just try to get out of this funk and try to put up a good performance against a pretty solid Louisville team?
Yeah, bounce back, and again, it's all about resiliency, and what we do is that again, you're going to remember what you do on the next game, and you have to have short attention, and you know, just really be able to put it behind us, and that's what we have to do as a staff and as a team. This one hurts. It's a game that you have to win, and we came up on the short end of it. But again, we go into finals now, so we'll take some time and do that stuff, really break some things down individually, do some individual workouts, and really fine tune what our identity is, and then come back against have the opportunity to play a great Louisville team and get them on your home floor. That you got to go put your best foot forward and go beat a great ACC team.
Amber, how's your final schedule looking?
I have 4 of them. I'm in my senior year, but this is almost my last semester, so I've been studying though. I'm gonna get them.
Well, best of luck.
Thank you guys so much. Appreciate you.